Welcome to the Rebel Rebel. Today's episode is brought to you by, me. Visit michaeldargie.com to order a copy of my book, Brand Jitsu, Move Your Brand from Meh to Memorable. And while you're there, check out the cool tools I built. There's one to help build your annual marketing plan in minutes, not weeks. There's an online course about how to get your brand export ready. And while you're there, don't forget to join my monthly newsletter, chock full of other cool and weird people and stuff. The Rebel Rebel is a podcast for creative rebels and entrepreneurs who think audaciously and act courageously in service of making the world a better and more interesting place. What happens when a skydiving brand strategist sets out to help people be awesome in life and business? Well, in this episode, we're going to meet Robert Schmidt, and he's going to share his journey through entrepreneurship, teaching, flying, literally flying, and why brand deserves a seat at the boardroom table. Welcome to the Rebel Rebel. I'm your host, Michael Dargie, and somewhere across the world from me, we're going to find out from where. Please welcome to the show, Robert Schmidt. How the heck are you?
Fabulous. It's a beautiful day. I'm hanging out with some pretty cool person. Yeah, it's a good day.
Nice. And just to catch people up, where are you in the world?
I am located in Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Wow, it's like we're neighbors.
You know, we're close. I could see you if it wasn't for the 1.5 million people between you and me.
There is that many, for sure. And Robert, just so people can have some sort of context about what you're up to in the world. I mean, you do a lot of crazy stuff. But what's sort of the day-to-day, Robert? And then we'll get into the what, Robert? What?
Wow. Day-to-day. Technically, I think I'm referred to as a brand strategist. So I'm a guy that helps organizations figure out who are they, why them, what makes them unique and valued, and how do we tell local?
Yes. I do love that people are out there doing that.
I'm preaching to the converted. You and I are at the same pulpit. So,
yep. Amazing. So, you have company here in town?
I do. We actually run a national firm. So, pre-COVID, we had an office located in downtown Calgary, Alberta. Yep. When COVID hit, we actually went national, sold the office. And I now have people literally from one edge of the coast on the west side to the other east side coast.
I love it. That's awesome. This is the way to do it. I mean, COVID was a weird time, but there's some good that came out of it.
This morning, one of my employees joined our call. We have a team call, and she joined us from Beirut. So we've got, when somebody goes, "What's your address?" I just smile and say, "Yes."
We're there.
Yeah, we're there.
So there's other stuff that you do, and I don't mean your extracurricular stuff, but are you still teaching?
I do. I teach. So I wrote a course many years ago on brand strategy. I teach that. I teach intro to marketing. I teach some content marketing as well to a variety of people.
Nice.
I used to teach a concept called Blue Ocean Strategy many moons ago. So it's kind of, I'm a bit hardwired for being that teacher, that educator. That's what I like to do.
Yeah, it's so nice just to share knowledge. And, you and I are probably both the same, that we stood on the shoulders of giants also. So it's nice.
100%.
Amazing. So let me go back in time to young Robert Schmidt. And I don't know what age he is. Maybe he's 5, maybe he's 7. And he has decided to do something. What did you want to be when you grew up?
What did I want to be? Awesome.
Nailed it.
That's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be awesome. I wanted to do something that I loved doing, something that I did very, very well, better than 95% of the world, and something that I got paid well to do. There were thoughts around being a fighter pilot, about doing high adrenaline stuff. I'm seeking a therapist for that. We're almost done. But I went into the world first in the world of science. And then after science, I got bit by the business bug and then did a master's in business, which is where I ended up doing what I do now.
Wild. Oh, that's really cool. I love that you just wanted to be awesome.
That's it. Awesome.
What a great aspiration. It doesn't matter how you're going to be awesome. It's just that you're going to be awesome.
Dude, if you talk to someone and they tell you they can predict what they're going to be doing tomorrow, good for them. Like, that's probably more than I can do. So I was young enough that I had some pretty cool people in my life that helped me figure out how to be as opposed to what to be. And that made a huge difference.
That's all. So talk a little bit about that. Like what sort of, I don't know, direction or guidance that stuck with you that allowed you or enabled you to do this?
Well, I believe I've got two daughters who used to be young and now they're adults and they're on their own.
Yeah.
But with them, we would talk about what do you want to be when you grow up?
Mm,
What do you want to do? And it was challenging. It would be this massive, huge mountain that you can't climb a mountain. Mountains are too high.
yeah.
But I can climb from here to there, and I can climb from there to there, and I can climb from there to there. And the next thing you know, 38 switchbacks later, I'm at the top of the mountain.
Right.
When I was a kid, it was that same sort of thing. I grew up on the other side of the tracks, in a small town in Alberta. Um, the aspirations were just get a good job, get a mortgage, get a house with a white picket fence, be married, and you'll be extremely happy.
Right.
And I went, well, happy is a byproduct. I want it to be awesome. And someone helped me figure that out. And that became really powerful because regardless of whatever I did, whether it was hobbies, whether it was career aspirations, I mean, I've got a pretty long history of things I've done in my careers.
Yeah.
Um, but throughout all of them, be the best you can at every one of them. Some of them you're going to suck at, some of them you're going to excel at,
Yeah.
and then figure out which ones you could be really, really awesome at. And that kind of leads you to where you want to go. So,
Well, let's unpack that a little bit. So,
yeah.
what is the most awesome thing that you do?
It depends who you ask. Some people would say the most awesome thing I do is get up in the morning and not be angry. Well, at least until I've had my first cup of coffee.
Yeah.
I'm one of those guys that, I get very positive feedback when I teach. I've had numerous, and I teach adult learners. I
Yeah.
don't teach undergraduate university kids. I
Yeah.
did that. I played that game, but I don't want someone to hang out with me just because they need the grade. I
Right.
want them to come to the classroom going, teach me, give me some insight, share some wisdom with me, give me, show me where some of those scars are from.
Yeah.
So when I do that, the awesomeness there is, the teaching.
Yeah.
Some of the awesome stuff I do outside of that is I'm also a senior skydiving instructor. So I teach people how to skydive, how to wingsuit, how to do funny, wild, crazy, fun stuff. And that's a different awesome that most people either think I'm insane and need therapy, or they're like, wow, that's awesome. So,
Dude, yeah, okay.
are you in? Do you want to jump? Let's go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we did talk about this a little bit, and yeah, I think you got me. I can see that as a bucket list item that I'm going to have to check off.
Yeah.
I really fell in love with this whole wingsuit thing when it first came out. Like I was just enthralled by it, but I wasn't wired for that.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like I never found that calling to jump out of a perfectly good airplane yet, but I think it's a skill that somebody should have.
So first and foremost, none of them are perfectly good. Let's just make sure that's crystal clear. What you don't know isn't hurting you, but trust me, they're not perfectly good. The second thing is there is something about when that door opens up and the pilot goes, door, and they reach over and they open that door. And all you hear is wind and you look out and it's just ground 10 to 15,000 feet below you. And there's something about climbing out, even at 1,000 skydives. I still have moments of getting a tiny bit nervous.
Wow.
And you just confront that. It's like life. Like
Yeah.
you can't be awesome. Awesome hides on the other side of fear.
Yeah.
And if you're terrified, you'll never experience awesome. You'll
Yeah.
experience the corner of your living room,
Sure.
but you'll never do more. Look, when
Yeah.
you wrote the book, you took the leap and you said, hey, I'm going to share what I know because what I know apparently has got some serious value to it. And it
Yeah.
does. And you're willing to have people look at you and go, oh, dude, really? Go get a real job. And you went, no. So that's where awesome is. So skydiving is one of those things that I would actually say is up there in my awesome category, not just because it gives you a shot of adrenaline, but it's
Yeah.
actually a metaphor more for life. So
Yeah, that's amazing. And so wingsuiting, like how many jumps have you done? Like you count those,
but
right?
yeah, I've got about 1,000 skydives.
Jeez.
I'm still a baby. There's guys I know that have 25,000 skydives. They do this for their career.
Yeah. We were in Boracay a while back, and
Mhm.
I was doing a scuba dive, and the dive master that was there because I'm just like, how many dives have you done? Like I've like myself had probably done 150.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
and that's a fairly decent number for a landlocked,
Yeah. For a Calgarian.
for a dude, mostly ocean, very few lakes. But this guy, he was like in like the tens of thousands. Like that's all he did his entire life. And he would do like 3 a day, in the tropics all day. You know what I mean? Like, huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it's not my life, but it's part of my life.
Yeah. That's cool.
My identity is bigger than just strapping on a squirrel suit,
Yeah.
hucking myself out the door and doing crazy stuff.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Although,
And you ride a motorcycle?
I do. I ride my motorbike as well, which, we share that in common. And there's something about going down the highway at 100 kilometers an hour that just adds a whole level of energy as well. So be awesome in everything you do, man.
Yeah. So a friend of mine, he's been on the show actually, Trevor Deck from Too Cool Motorcycle School. We used to teach together back in the day, and he was telling me about he had a couple of fighter pilots come through the school to take the training, and they said they came back from a road ride and they're just like, this is the closest thing anybody could ever get to flying a jet. I was like, yep, that tracks.
Yep. 100%. I've got a F-18 fighter pilot. He's an instructor that I've done a bunch of skydiving with.
Oh, wow.
And it's the same sort of thing. When you're up there doing that, it's different.
Yeah.
Like one of the things I thought I might be when I was a little kid was a fighter pilot.
Yeah.
And it's different, but it's similar. So there's elements across the board that you just look back and go, whether it's 2 wheels, no wheels, wings, I don't care.
Yeah. What's something that you haven't done yet that you will be doing before you shuffle off this mortal coil?
So it ties into the skydive world. I will be jumping over the pyramids of Giza out of a C-130 Herc.
What?
Yeah. So pre-COVID, right at the time COVID happened, my wife and I were scheduled to go take a trip to Egypt.
Wow.
And there's a big event that goes on where a whole bunch of skydivers get inside of a C-130 military aircraft. You go up to 10 or 12,000 feet. You open up the back door, you leave, you skydive over the pyramids of Giza, you open up, you swoop near them, but please don't touch them. You get in a whole bunch of trouble if you do.
Yeah.
And then land. So that's probably one of the ones in my bucket list.
Oh my God.
I usually don't carry a bucket list. I try to live it all the time.
Yeah.
Why wait until I'm too old or too broke or too whatever?
Yeah.
Why don't I do it now? But it was COVID that stopped it, and I just haven't had a chance to get that scheduled to go back yet.
Oh my
That's one
God. I can just see it. Just, the light goes on and go, and you're running, literally running out the back of this thing.
Yeah. Have fun. Do your formations in the sky. Have some fun with your friends. Break off at 5,000 feet and go, wow, look at those pyramids. They look kind of neat from up here.
Wild. What a thing. Oh my God. Have you done a lot of traveling?
I have. I've had the pleasure to do a fair amount of traveling. I've been Southeast Asia. I've been Southern Europe. I've been all across North America into South America. I've had the pleasure of spending a fair amount of time traveling around this planet.
Is there, and I mean, it would be impossible to pick one spot that's your favorite, but like, what's a highlight? What's a place that you've been and you're just like, oh my God, this is incredible. I never thought that it would be like this.
Man, I couldn't pick one, but I'll tell you the common theme.
Yeah, cool.
So the common theme is I'm a big fan of natural stuff. So I'm a firm believer that the good Lord created all sorts of stuff for us to play with. And I will always get more jazzed with the stuff that we create there than with the stuff men create. So Don't get me wrong. I love West Edmonton Mall. I love roller coasters. I love some of that stuff. But you give me a chance to explore some wild cenotes or some really cool valleys, I'm in.
Yeah.
And because of that, it's all over the world I've been able to see those. And then the second part to that is not just the geography, it's the people. Yeah. So if you have people that are human, that care about people, and I don't care if there's a language barrier. If you're a human, you're a human.
Yeah.
That is what makes traveling for me awesome. When you have people void of political affiliation, age, color, like pick whatever label you want. I can't wait, not to change the topic, but I can't wait for aliens to attack the Earth so that we can all just go, we're all just humans, we're all in this together. Stop with everything separating.
Right.
Um, and when I travel and I get to see people like that, that's where it becomes really awesome.
Yeah. Oh, that's outstanding. What a great answer. Yeah, I've asked this a lot recently because I think that, in this weird ass divisive world that we're in the moment, this particular timeline, how important do you think it is for people to get out and travel, like to see the world and to
Oh,
experience other cultures?
I don't, I believe you can live within 20 kilometers of where you were born.
Sure.
Sure. Lots of people have done it. Okay. But it's like reading one book. If you've only ever read one book,
Yeah.
great, you get one perspective.
Yeah.
One perspective is better than no perspective. But read 200 books, travel to 150 cities. My youngest daughter just got back from 4 months in Europe. She was traveling Europe for 4 months. She figured out how to do it. She had constraints.
Yeah.
She figured out, how do I do this without blowing the bank and without this? Um, there were days she was lonely. She
Yeah.
wanted to come home. There were days she loved it. There were countries she still to this day loves and wants to go back. There's other places she goes, I've been there. Good. I don't need
Yep.
to go back.
Check.
Um, I think that experience of life, and it goes back to the conversation you had about awesomeness, and it goes back to living life fully. Um, if you don't experience more than what you already know, how do you know you've got all that you need?
Right. Yeah. Outstanding.
Hop
Um,
on that bike and ride, man. Hop on that bike and ride.
yeah, I did something the first time this year in that I rode my motorcycle down to the wire, like right down to the steel rims. I like parked my bike and looked at the back tire and it was metal. And I was like, holy shit.
Oops, should have dealt with that earlier.
I've never burned through a set of tires, like 13,000, 14,000 clicks. I didn't, yeah, any weird,
Yeah, but
weird
other
how
than
that.
your ass getting sore, your soul should be filled.
Oh, dude. Yeah, my soul has all the tread.
Yeah, that's where it is. Like those
Yeah.
those are skid marks in there that you're like, yeah, those ain't ever going away. Those are what make it
Yeah.
work. So
Yeah, it's fun. I like this past summer I did a trip. We did a documentary and I was part of a motorcycle ride out on the East Coast. I hadn't been out there forever. And I'd only ever been to Halifax. I think like my parents are just like, oh no, you went to PEI with this once, but I was like tiny, just itty
yeah,
bitty.
yeah,
I freaking love Canada. Like,
yeah.
what a country. The people everywhere are just so damn nice. And boy, we've got some great landscape.
See, it goes back to geography
Hmm.
and it goes back to humanness. If you
Yeah.
have people that don't have identity in the sense of, this is it, this is the only way, blinded,
Yeah.
closed-minded. If you have people that are more open, like again, we've got some phenomenal people in this country. And I'll tell you that there's some perception going on in the world right now. And this isn't going to be a conversation about politics, but there's
Yeah.
some people that are red or blue or green or whatever it is.
Hmm.
Um, I'm not going to go to the States. I am going to go to the States. I'm not going to go to Canada. I'm going to go to Canada. Here's the deal. Within each of those regions, there's jerks,
Yeah.
but there's also some amazing human beings.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
and that's the part. I think if you're amazing, you'll attract amazing. I think if you're an idiot,
Like
you're gonna
attracts
hang out
like.
with the you're gonna hang out with the idiots and complain about
Uh,
it. So
I feel that you've already answered this, but I do have to ask. Like, let's just say that. Now I realize you're probably looking at your altimeter and stuff like that, but let's say you're skydiving and you got time. You got time to sort of think. You're thinking to yourself, Robert, I just wish the world knew this one thing as you plummet towards the earth. What is the one thing that you wish the world knew?
um and I don't know what else comes to mind, but it just keeps yelling at me, which is be awesome. And there's two parts to that.
Yeah.
Be, which is a choice and an action, and then the what, which is the word awesome. So
Yeah.
you have to make a choice. It doesn't come easy. Make a choice. When our children were young, they'd be sad, they'd
Yeah.
be angry, they'd feel all the emotions that we feel. And if they were having a real shitty day, we would ask them to go to the bathroom, look at themselves in the mirror, and start smiling.
Yes.
When they're not happy And what actually happens is when you force yourself to smile, you're like, oh, this is stupid. And
Yeah.
then you're like, stop it. And the next thing you know, you're happy. So which came first? Did you feel the feeling of happiness or did you take an action? And I believe be awesome means choose to take an action, even when bad shit happens.
Yeah.
You can see the awesomeness in it, or you can be a grump. Your choice.
Right. I love it. Mirror neurons. You're basically
100%.
mirror neuroning yourself.
Yeah,
That's
you're
really
preaching to the
cool.
converted.
What uh you've got a book in you.
I do. Well,
Talk
I've got 90% of the book out of me.
Good man.
We're getting there.
All
Yeah,
right.
I have a book. We've got a working title on it. It's about creating a seat at the table, the boardroom table, for brand.
Yes.
I believe, based on my experience, the work I've done in my career, that there are organizations that focus on everything from operations, finance, HR, sales, which in the world of business to business, which is where I spend most of my time,
Mm-hmm.
that means expense account.
Right.
And sales guys take you out for an expense account, go to the trade show, and that's our marketing budget.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking marketing in the sense of come up with a cool campaign. I'm talking brand, like perception, like who are you? You know,
Yes.
I know you get this. I've got your book behind me, right?
Yay.
Yeah, and trust me, it's been turned a page or two. So well on you.
Excellent.
Good on you.
Thank you.
But the book is about creating an argument to justify a seat at the boardroom table for brand,
Yes.
where it's a chief brand officer who will report directly to a CEO and then matrix across the entire organization because brand helps determine whether people want to choose to work with you, aka
Mm-hmm.
HR and recruitment, or
Yep.
retention, operations, whether someone bends over to pick up that garbage on the floor or not. That's part of the perception you hold of the organization,
Yeah.
as well as all that external. So that's the gist of the book, is creating a seat at the table and the argument around it.
Love it. And do you have plans for, like, are you shopping it around? Like, is it too early to tell? Like, what does that look like?
So the book, as I said, is about 90% complete.
Yeah.
I got about another 5% to kick out of it. And then I'll be getting a hold of various publishers.
Nice.
And someone wiser than me once said, choose your publisher carefully, which thanks, by the way, Michael. So I'm choosing a publisher who's willing to support what I've got going on as opposed to just one more SKU on a shelf.
Awesome.
So that's what I'm looking to do now. And the plan is to have that completed by the end of spring, to have a publisher that we've at least connected with and there's interest, and then let them do what they do,
Yeah.
which is the marketing of the book, getting the message out there. How do we do this? The tour.
Yeah.
I like the idea of a motorbike tour, but I got to try and figure out how I tie skydiving into this. But that'll be the plan, was for springtime and then summer have the book going live.
Wow. Awesome. Well, I've got all the support behind you, dude. I'm cheering you on.
I appreciate it. There's a need out there, and every organization we do work with, we have a neat little statistic that 97% of all the clients that have ever worked with my firm as it relates to brand work,
Yeah.
97% of them have received at least a 700% return on their brand investment.
Holy hell.
Yeah, like it's huge. We've helped clients within 3 years sell their companies for 40 million bucks. We've helped them figure out how to position their offerings so that they grow $200 million top line. Like, it's astronomical stuff,
Wow.
but it's actually cheating, because we figure out who you are. We figure out who your market is. What do they really care about? Stop saying the shit they don't care about. Start showing the stuff they do care about. Like,
What?
it's really not rocket science. Yeah,
No.
but it works.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's the intention behind the book, is to be able to bring that out to the world and tie back into me being a teacher, is to help people understand this a little bit more.
Yeah. Love it. What's your favorite local restaurant?
Oh, dude, there isn't one.
I know it's not fair.
I can't. There's not one. I will wake up on a given day, and my wife is like amazing. She's an amazing woman. She puts up with me for 30 years. Wow.
Congrats.
Wow. She might need therapy. But I'll wake up and it'll be like, I'm feeling like tacos today.
Yeah.
and we'll go find the most local, authentic taco place with people that own it from Mexico.
Hmm.
There'll be another night, it'll be Italian.
Yeah.
Well, I'll go hang out in Little Italy. I'll go do something there.
Yeah.
So it varies, and we've got a pretty wide palette from dim sum to ethnic to good old
Right.
pierogies and cabbage rolls. So it's all over the place.
All right. Love it. Very excellent answer. Um, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
God,
It means
tacos.
I don't get special admission for talking about them and giving free promotion. But it's so many restaurants that I can't just pick one.
Yeah, no, it's true. And I mean, we've got a pretty decent food scene in this city. Like there's
It's
some
pretty impressive.
outstanding restaurants across the spectrum. There's I took an Uber the other day, and this guy that was driving, and he was telling me about I was talking about Vivian's Yummies, which used to be it's a Indian restaurant, and it used to be in Dalhousie, right close to where I'm at. And we walked in there. We were the only white people in there, so we knew it was going to be good, and it was delicious. And this guy knew the owners, and they had just expanded to Edmonton and stuff like that. And he goes, "Oh, if you like that kind of food, then you need to go to this place. And then if you like that, then you need to go to this." And he just kept giving me all these like inside, you know, these are the restaurants you want to see. This is what you want to order because, you know, that's what you're going to get.
There's not a lot of restaurants that do this, but my favorite restaurant is when you come to a restaurant and they say, "What would you like?" I look at the person and go, "What do you think I should have? What would you suggest?" And they're like, "What?" And it's like, "Look, I like everything but raw shrimp. Don't give me raw shrimp. I have an allergy. Cooked shrimp, I'm great with, but raw shrimp, no."
Yeah.
Surprise me. Do you like spicy? Look, if you bring me something and it's not perfect, I'm not blaming you. It's all on me.
Yeah.
Just give me something that you would have when you're done your shift. And I've had some of the most amazing meals, except that one time in Mexico. That was a different story, but that's a whole other conversation.
Did it involve some weird cheese?
No, it involved the owner's specialty hot sauce that he doesn't serve customers. And it was so strong. I've never had food this hot in my life, and I love spicy. As my daughter brought it back to me, the owner and all the workers just watched her walk like some parade. And they got it to me. I took the first bite out of the taco and I stopped breathing for a moment. My wife asked, "How was it?" I couldn't answer. I was literally like, and he came over, walked to me, fist pumped me, and in Spanish told me I was an honorary gringo. Like it was, dude, I should have just taken what was on the flipping menu. It hurt. I still have scars. I broke my nose from it.
What?
Yeah. Later that day, I ended up passing out because the food was reacting so strong that I fell over and broke my nose.
Oh my God. I've never heard of hot sauce breaking anybody's nose before.
Yeah, it's hot enough to break your nose, man. You stay away from that stuff.
That's the campaign right there. It writes itself.
That's it. Hot enough to break your nose. Put that on Hot Ones.
Right? So a couple friends, we did the Hot Ones challenge. Like we bought the box and did the thing. Dear God, that was a mistake.
All of that's good except number 7.
The bomb.
The bomb.
Yeah, that's vile.
Yeah.
Vile.
It's not meant to be eaten as a flavor.
Yeah.
It's meant to be an ingredient.
Yeah. Well, I think acid is a flavor. Like
it depends. Sulfuric, I think, moves past flavor, but you're getting close.
It was one of the most awful experiences. That one. The last dab was fine in comparison. That actually had flavor. Huh.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I agree.
So. Hilarious. Okay. Thank you for that. What's a book that you go back to regularly?
Oh, Stephen Covey. Anything Covey's written.
Okay.
Remember I said I play in the world of business to business?
Yeah.
I actually don't play in B2B. I play in P to P.
People to people.
People to people. And I think that everything we do is about human behavior. When I did my grad school, so my undergraduate, I have a Bachelor of Science in cellular, molecular, and microbiology, and a minor in clinical psych. Yeah, it's okay. I'm past it. It's all good.
Yeah.
Then I did my grad school. I did an exec MBA in behavioral economics, and when I studied behavioral economics, it's about human behavior.
Yeah.
It's about what leads us to make the choices we choose. And any books that have to do with human behavior, influencing human behavior, controlling our human behavior. Erwin McManus is a guy, I'm reading one of his books right now. And, it talks about how you get to choose who you are and what's going on in your world and how you live. Those are probably the books I keep going back to, is the ones that are about human behavior and the control that we actually have.
Love it. Would you ever write a novel?
Let me get the first one out first.
All right. I'll back off.
I think I would, but I would do it differently. I don't think I would ever release a print version of it. I think I would only do an audio.
Oh, interesting.
I would literally say there will be no print version. I don't want anyone to read it, because for me, it's about story. And so much of story is reflection, it's tone, it's all the stuff that is hard to put down in print.
Interesting.
So if I did that, I may only do it in an audible format as opposed to a print version.
You are such a rebel.
Dude, I'm at the right spot.
Yep. Nailed it. There's these people in the world, Robert, and they could be students, they could be captains of industry even, who are just like, do I bring brand to the table? There are people, I call them rebels in waiting, and they're the ones that are stepping off the ledge or have stepped off the ledge and have little Wile E. Coyote sign that says, uh-oh. Mm-hmm. What advice do you have for them to help them get to where they're going, to embrace their rebel spirit?
This is too easy. There's two parts, and we've already talked about it. One, be awesome. Make the choice and choose to be awesome. Yep. And if you're not going to choose to be awesome, then stop. Just quit playing. Go take your curled up fetal position under your boardroom table and call it a day. So that's the first one. And the second one is be something for someone, not everything to everyone.
That's big.
Yeah. Like, choose who you're talking to. Talk to them, connect with them. I often say, in a target market situation, who's your market? And it's not everyone, because if you're all things to all people, you're nothing for anyone. So be something for someone. And if you can do that, now you've probably found your little niche that you're better than 95% of the world in. It's kind of, you're leveraging the gifts and talents that you were given. You're not exploiting them, and you're going to create a whole bunch of wow. So if you're that rebel, that whether you're the head of industry, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're a stay-at-home gardener, if you want to be as awesome as you can be at doing what you do, then choose what you're going to be and be it awesomely.
Love it. Robert, where can people find more about you? Where can they connect with you?
Oh, they can probably find me through my company's website, which is wearerebox.com, WEAREREBOX. So
yes.
wearerebox.com. They can also track me down through some of the socials, like LinkedIn. You can find Robert Schmidt, with a guy that looks kind of like this with a weird eyebrow raised up. I'd be happy to connect.
Mr. Incredible meets Mr. Spock meets Mr.
That's
Dress
the
Up.
one. Yes, that is the one. You are correct.
Best description, self-description I've read. Nice. Well done.
I appreciate it.
Robert, this has been amazing. Thanks so much for spending time with us.
Michael, it's been my pleasure. Thank you for doing this. Thanks for creating the channel, and thanks for the invite. It was awesome chatting with you.
Thanks for listening to the RebelRebel podcast, a show for creative rebels and entrepreneurs who think audaciously and act courageously in the service of making the world a better and more interesting place. Visit michaeldargie.com for more adventures, the RebelRebelPodcast.com for every episode, and makemоrecreative.com to access all our cool tools. Until next time.